the type of show we're going to have tonight, folks. Please welcome, you've seen her, she's done Couch to Mic before, maybe you've seen her perform at Long Story Short, which is here at 3S Artspace. Please welcome to the stage, Charleen Thorburn.
Take your parenthood and I raise you. So I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah. But I was raised by a family and raised by a family from Brockton, Massachusetts when I was 1. And you're right. Gangsta. Obviously, my Birkenstocks. So my adopted parents influenced how I eventually spoke and how I learned to speak initially. Don't get me wrong, I love New England. From the White Mountains to Martha's Vineyard, it's beautiful. The access to world-class healthcare and education is unparalleled. And even though I don't even like sports, the Yankees will forever suck. I love it, but god damn it if I didn't grow up with the filthiest version of a Boston accent. Yeah, and it's I say that with the most love I can, but when you're a little kid, it's a really harsh accent to grow up with, but you don't even realize it. So around the same, when I was growing up, my parents weren't terribly fancy, entertaining kind of folks. So one day somebody brought over a bottle of wine. And we didn't have anything to open it with, and twist-offs didn't exist then. So we needed something with which to open it. So go over to Bill and Cheryl's and get a corkscrew. So dutiful little me goes across the street and, my mother needs a corkscrew. I didn't know. So around the same age, about first grade, we had these little phonics books that were supposed to teach us little first graders from Brockton how to read. I'm serious, we did learn how to read. Poor Brockton. And from the get-go, I was in the smart reading class, the advanced reading class, so I knew this book, I was smart enough to know this book was bullshit. But how did I know that, do you ask? Well, first we learned the sound that an R made. R. Cool, we got it. And then we learned some words that contain the letter R. Wom. Farm. Horse. Corn. What the fuck? None of these fucking words have an R in them. Conspiracy. And thus, my distrust in the educational system began. And by 8th grade, I was convinced that we sounded like a bunch of idiots compared to the people on TV. So I was going to neutralize my accent. And my method was just watching a bunch of TV. So I would emulate what I heard on Friends and ER. So like Chandler Bing. Chandler Bing. Yeah. Monica Geller. Wow. Monica Geller. Yes. Dr. Carter to the ER. Dr. Carter to the ER. Dr. Carter. It was a struggle, guys. So, but I also watched a lot of 70s British comedies that aired on PBS. So like Mr. Humphreys from Are You Being Served also plays a role in developing my accent. So it's not like an entirely neutral accent, but whatever. It was better than what I started with. I grew up, I got older, moved out, went to college, all that. And when I'd come visit my family, I remember my mother saying, when the hell did you stop talking so friggin' weird? And I was like, mission accomplished. But don't get me wrong, there is no hate for a Boston accent here anymore. I've grown to love it. Just my journey toward loving it was a long one. I love it, and it's gritty, slurring, closed mouth, mumbling glory. It's just really rapid fire mumbling. I love it. And it's gotten a lot of good PR from the patron saints of Boston accents, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Mark Wahlberg. I just cry. But there's no hate for it. But I guess I'm just glad that I don't have any kids to pass on my like half-assed hybrid accent to. There's a positive. On that note, so my partner and I, he's over there. We met on Tinder. That game. Yeah, no shame really, because it's really hard to meet people. It's really hard. But when I met him, I felt like I had like beat the game. Like I after many rounds of playing, I played it for a lot of rounds and lost many lives. But when I found him, I felt like I had like gotten to the last level and gotten to the castle and saved Princess Toadstool. If Princess Toadstool is like a tall, handsome, liberal-minded guy with like sandy hair, blonde eyes, and a vasectomy. Did I say blonde? Blue eyes and a vasectomy. I just have never wanted kids. Like, I know I'd make a pretty kid, maybe a good-looking kid, but it would probably inherit a bunch of stuff that like I wouldn't want it to deal with, and I kind of like my freedom, and they're really expensive. Like I'll be the one racking up enormous student debt. Thank you very much. But I don't know. I just never wanted them, and so his vasectomy was like a really, really good feature. It was a really good feature. Right swipe. But, you know, I forgot what I was going to say. That's okay. That's fine. When I talk to people about being in my 40s now and never having kids, never wanting kids, I try not to be too, it's hard to not be like negative, like I hate kids, or too braggy, like look at my fun and fancy free life. So instead, my friends, presuming that a lot of you are parents, hold on just a sec, I gotta set the mood for you. Instead, come with me on a little fantasy, if you will. Hold on. Oh, the Wi-Fi, terrible. Oh yeah. All right. It's my day off. I get up whenever the fuck I want. I got up at 11 today. I have 2 cups of coffee in silence. No one asks me any questions. And no one's telling me random facts about, like, dinosaurs. I don't have to make any lunches. And the only person's ass I have to wipe is my own. And I do a good job, I don't have to check. I spend 20 minutes in the shower, and no one's trying to open the door. I don't have to worry that if that sound I just heard was someone choking on a Lego. I could go shopping for as long as I like and buy whatever I want, and nothing I don't. I buy beer and cheese and cookies. I eat them all on the way home. No one is screaming for me to carry them or arguing with me about wearing their shoes. I can sneeze without pissing myself. I can go for a drive on my own and listen to the Beatles for 2 hours. Or silence. And here's your climax, baby. My car is consistently clean. There's no food on the floor or sticky armrests. Ooh. And Paw Patrol isn't blaring on a headset monitor. I'll give you some privacy.